A small update on my small game engine that I'm currently writing in C#. A whole lot has changed from the last time I uploaded a video where I just got the Martin Cubes algorithm to work. I will just start it and show my changes. Okay, so the first thing you can see that changed is I now have a chunking system, and it's dependent on the view distance of the camera. So if I add in the GUI for the camera and change my view distance, a whole lot of chunks are getting created if I upload or update the view distance. And I can stay with the camera and move the camera away so you can see how the whole system looks. It's a circle around the camera with the chunks, and they get updated whenever the camera moves or the view distance gets updated. The next thing I changed was how all of the entities are behaving, because I wrote a small component entity system in the beginning, but it never really worked, or it wasn't really good in the beginning, but now it's I really like it. For example, I can add a OBJ model here, and you can see it is now in the entity list of the current scene. And if I click on the OBJ model, and this is to toggle the GUI for the element, you can see that they're automatically all of the GUI elements of the components are automatically added. So if I have a transform component which every entity has, it automatically has those controls, so I can change the position. The rotations are currently missing, but they will be added later. But if you have a look, for example, at the terrain, it has the same transform component, or it has the same transform component, but it has another component where I can change the scale of the terrain. So it's quite easy to get new stuff into the engine and new elements, because I have a component system. Or for example, here we have another example. This has two more components, and I can change the color of the grid, or I can just deactivate it, and then it's not longer drawn. And you can see the camera rendering distance because it's already integrated with these two entities over there. The terrain is at the moment not an entity, so it's always in the range. But if I now change my view distance and go down, you can see as soon as the chunk is missing, the entity is not drawn anymore. So this is how I will get all my entities to be updated, and only the ones in view distance. And it's really easy to have frustum culling, because I only have to check the chunks, and I add one chunk on each side of the frustum culling, so nothing gets deleted in view distance, because you can see this whole object is in two chunks. So if my frustum would be here and I would cut it off, this would still be visible. Well, if the camera is here, the frustum ends here, and the component is actually in this chunk, but it is so big that it will reach into the other chunk. It would look really stupid if it gets just deleted. So this chunk will be still in there in the frustum, because there's always the chunk that's outside of the camera is still rendered in the camera view to not look stupid when the stuff gets deleted. Like, as you can see now, my frustum is wrong, and I can still see it, and it gets deleted. So that's not really good. I will change that in the future. This is all for now. Thank you for watching.